again, fourth grade. I wanted to also talk to you today about your math lesson. Today you're working on fraction of a group problems part 2. This is lesson 105. And there are a couple important details that we need to keep in mind as you work through this lesson today. So first of all, as you go through this lesson, hopefully you read the instructions. And then now today I want to kind of just cover 2 story problems to try to point out some big things with them. So as you're working through fraction of a group problems, we've already done these several times before. And we take the total number and we divide it by the fraction and we get our answer. Now we're adding in another step. And that's where we want more than just one part of the fraction. So we're going to look at that today as we go through this section. So let's look at our first story problem here. We've got 30 apples were in the bin. So there are 30 apples in the bin in the container. And 3/5 of the apples were red. I'm assuming the rest of them were probably green. It doesn't tell us, but that's going to be my guess. So how many of the apples were red? Well, first of all, as I look at this problem, I see that I have 30 total apples. So I'm going to draw a picture to help me out with this. This is my total apples, and there are 30 of them. 30 apples inside my bin. I could draw little pictures of apples, but I'm not going to do that today. But you can imagine that there are 30 apples in here. Now, the next thing I see here is that 3/5. I'm going to focus in on this 5ths part. This means I want to divide my 30 total apples into how many different parts? That's right, 5 different parts, because 5 is equivalent to the 5ths. So I want to take my 30 apples and divide them into 5 parts. So how many apples are going to be in each part? If I take my 30 apples and divide them into 5 parts, how many are going to be in each part? That's right, there's 6 apples in each part. Now before, this is where we would stop. This is where we would end. Our answer is 6. That's all we needed. Because before, instead of it saying 3/5, it would say 1/5. This is where our lesson is a little bit different. We're now adding an extra step. Because I don't just want 1/5. I don't just want 6 apples and that's it. I want 3 of those 5 parts. So I need 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. So how many total apples do I need here now? I need 3 of these 5ths, and each individual 5th is 6 apples. So I need a total of 6 plus 6 plus 6, or, that's right, 18. 18 of the apples in this barrel were red. As we look back through this, we've got 30 apples are in the bin or in the barrel, so we've got 30 total. 3/5 of the apples were red, so I divided into 5ths, and I took 3 of those sections and got 18 as my answer for those 3 sections. And we want to know how many were red, so 18 of those apples were red. Make sure that you don't just stop after you divide and get the answer for one spot. Read carefully as to what the problem is asking you. So let's look now at our second story problem. We've got 2/3 of the 27 cookies were broken. That's really sad. The cookies are broken, but they're still edible even if they're broken. How many cookies were broken? Once again, I need to look at my numbers. So to start off with, I see 2/3 of the 27 cookies. 27 cookies here. That's the total number of cookies that I have. So once again, I'm going to illustrate this problem out. I've got 27 total cookies, so 27. And I see up here my fraction number says 2/3. So once again, I'm going to focus in on this part. 2/3. So what do I need to divide my 27 cookies into? How many parts? That's right, 3, because of my word thirds. Thirds is equivalent to 3. So I divide it into 3 parts. And how many cookies then are going to be in each part? What is 27 divided by 3? That's right, 9. So there are 9 cookies in each part. Now once again, I don't want to stop here and just say, oh, 9 cookies, that's my answer. Because do I just want 1/3 of the cookies to be broken? No, I need 2/3 of the cookies to be broken. So I need 1/3, 2/3, so I need 2 9s, or, that's right, 18. 18 is the fraction of this group that I want. As I said, 4th grade, your problems today for your practice and some of the problem set are going to be asking you to find the fraction of the group. And it's no longer asking you just to find 1/3, one section, or 1/5, one section. It's wanting you to now find 3/5 or 2/3 or 5/8 of a number. So read your problem very carefully. Find your total number, 27 or 30. Divide it into its fraction part, whether that's thirds or fifths, and then take the number of that fraction that you need, whether that's 2 of the thirds, or whether that's 3 of the fifths, or 5 of the eighths, or 6 of the tenths, whatever it is, take that number and add up that many of it to get your final answer. Hopefully this will help you as you work on your math today.